Hey, all you Oscar Mile winners. I'm Del Rodman Jr. the third, and this is Slow to Pro, a video series where I go from slow to working on it, you know? Today we're on low fuel motorsport at Nürburgring, starting in the back, P29, and we've been assigned car number 17, which represents our rank in this race. So the goal is to finish higher than 17th. It's time for the green flag, and we're gonna get some action pretty much right off the bat. Ferrari pulls over, puts on his blinker, nice guy. And this Porsche up here, it looks like a glitch when he hits the wall, but no, it really does hit that wall. That Ferrari slammed on his brakes. I almost hit him. So things have been pretty nasty so far. I think they're about to get nasty. We got about 7 grease balls getting real cuddly on the inside of turn 1 there, but they make it out pretty clean. We're able to get up onto the inside of turn 2? Is this, yeah, 2? Anyway, outside becomes clear, and I decide we're going to take an outside shot on the McLaren here, and that's going to secure us an inside line to the next turn. I have no idea what happens to the McLaren there. He goes way wide. We didn't touch. I double checked in the replay. Swear to God. Hey, Glenn, quick, before we catch up to this Honda, Glenn, click the like button and subscribe so we can continue on this path toward greatness. But you already did all that, didn't you, Glenn? I know. I appreciate you. Back to the action. We're about halfway through the opening lap, and the HUD is bugging out. It has no idea what position we're in. It thinks we're in 20, it thinks we're in 17, but we are in P19 at the moment. That's P18 directly in front of us. And at this moment, we're up 10 positions from where we started. So I'm pretty thrilled with the way things are going, and I'm gonna get even more thrilled here as we're about to take a shot at the outside. Now I know I'm not gonna be able to secure the pass. We're nowhere near it, but I brake early and he overshoots. We shoot up the inside, and I immediately get back over to the right to close the door, take a real nice inside entry to this turn. And then we're gonna get right up on the bumper of this this Porsche here, but there's no room to pass. If we go over on the right there's a good chance that by the time we get alongside, he's already gonna be entering that turn. So it's probably not a good idea to be too aggressive. Better to live and see another day. And as we finish the opening lap, coming up here to the final turn, we're directly behind this Porsche, which is going to put us directly in the slipstream. And on top of that, the Porsche is a bit of a slow girl in a straight line. So we're going to go ahead and easily get right up along the inside well before the braking zone begins. And it's a nice, easy pass. Porsche gives room, knows he's been, or she, knows she's been had, knows she's lost the position, gives it up. I like it. And now it's time to go ahead and skip ahead 1 full lap to when we've caught up to the Lamborghini battling with the Aston Martin. They're going to go ahead side by side. Was going to slow them down enough for me to get right up onto the bumper of the Lamborghini. But the battle between the Lamborghini and the Aston is worn through the nerves of the Aston. They go off circuit, and they're going to lose 3 positions because of that lack of concentration. And if we look ahead here in the front right there, we've got a couple cars doing the spinsies, and this Porsche forces the Lamborghini machine off on the right hand side there. And I'm a little feisty here. I'm like, hey man, I wanted to keep up with that Lamborghini, and now you're blocking me. What are we gonna do? We're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna follow this car around. We're gonna keep it tight. We're gonna keep it tidy. We're going to go off circuit and lose a position. But that's okay, because we're going to keep our head down and avoid that contact to keep our safety rating intact. And yeah, now it's just about getting the nerves back under control. We lost the position, but you know, it's a position that we can get back if we're wise. So we swoop out to the right here because we're wise. We want to let them know, hey bro, just go through the turn. We're not even a threat. And we're going to plan for an attack down the straight, because that is the easiest place to pass on the Nürburgring. And I'm a simple man. I see a ladder, I climb it, and I see it straight, I go for the pass. So here we go. Pop it up into 5th gear, swoop up the inside. Now this guy, he's not like the last guy. He's not like the Porsche. She, maybe. They're gonna fight back. So we're gonna slowly inch out to the left there to block the exit, to make sure we get the inside to turn 2. And that's gonna solidify the pass. Zip it up, body bag them, tag them, put them in a coffin. Let's go ahead and skip to the next bit of action when we've caught up to the Porsche and Lamborghini. Porsche's made a move in the final turn, And it only took me 2 laps to catch back up to these fellas or ladies. So I have no idea which sector of the circuit that it is that I'm catching up to them in, or if I might even be losing them in a sector and then just catching them dramatically in another. I have no idea. So what I usually like to do is catch up to somebody, follow them for at least a lap, unless they make an egregious error. Hint, hint, foreshadowing. Like this one right here. You leave that door open, I'm stuffing the car in there. I don't care where we're at. So after a few wrecks, people went off circuit, crashed by themselves, and after a few good passes, we find ourselves up into P10 here. But let's go ahead and skip to the end of this very lap when we find ourselves catching up to 2 Porsches, and they're about to daringly go side by side. Nah, not quite, because the more colorful Porsche decides he ain't about that action, he ain't about that life, he ain't want that smoke. But he about to get it here. Misses his braking point, goes wide, and we're going to swoop right up the inside for a nice, easy pass on another Porsche. That's going to put us up into P9 once we finally get, there we go, we're finally in front of him. So there's P9, and we're going to go ahead and skip just a tiny bit ahead to when we catch up to this black Porsche. Easy peasy. He's going to make a mistake on the exit there, and we're going to be able to go ahead and get alongside. And now it's just a matter of hitting the right braking point and hoping that the Porsche doesn't turn early into me. Everything turns up 6s, or whatever the phrase. I don't play dice. I don't know. But we get the pass. We're up into P8, and I'm happy. And now it's time to go ahead and skip to when we've caught up to P7. This beautiful green Aston Martin. And it's time to dance. Driver of the Aston Martin has made a mistake through the S's, which can allow us to catch right up. And then we're going to go ahead and get into the draft down the straight. And here's where things are going to get a little spicy. See, he's going to go ahead and, or she, going to go ahead and take a proper defensive line. But I'm thinking, take the outside line, and I'm going to get up real close, try to pin you there. But, you know, we do a nice little switchback of Rooney, and now they're on the other side of us. And here we go again. And I'm thinking, man, you better not lose it. If you lose it, you're taking me out. So I brake a little harder here, try to swoop back up the other way. But I'm also trying to pre-plan a move on this next turn, but it doesn't work out. The Aston Martin gets a great exit on that turn, considering the line that they took. And yeah, we're just stuck behind him now. So why don't we go ahead and fast forward just a teeny tiny itty witty tiny little bit here to when we actually go for the move that sticks. The Aston Martin takes a poor entry, which leads to a poor exit, which allows us to get right up alongside, and it's going to put us in what I think is, in my opinion, the best position to be. Outside of the first turn, inside of the second turn. By the time we get to the second turn, he's backed off, and that's P7 locked up. And one final skip will take us to the end of the race. Still in P7, thrilled with the outcome. And yeah, apologies for the gap between this video and the last one. I've been having some issues with recording, but I think I've sorted them out. So look out for this week's league race with Zealous Racing League later this week from Snetterton. And as always, thank you so much for watching Slow to Pro. I'm Dale Robin Jr. the third. You guys have the kind of day you want to have. Donuts.
We've got a right rear puncture.